Next up, we have the dumbest ways people have the dumbest ways people actually died in history by Chill Dude Explains. 10-minute video. Let's take a look at the dumbest ways people have died in history. This should be a very interesting video, to say the least. So let's take a look. See.
Breakable window test. Lawyer named Gary Hoy worked in a Toronto skyscraper back in 1993. He had a weird party trick to impress new students at his law firm. His trick was running full speed
I have heard of this. This is the dumbest. This actually might be one of the dumbest ways someone's died. Like, it's actually so stupid.
into the windows to prove how unbreakable they were. He'd done this multiple times before without any issues. The windows were strong, designed to withstand serious impact.
Strong.
This particular day, Gary decided it was showtime again. He backed up, got a running start, and slammed right into the window. The glass didn't break like he expected. Instead, the entire window frame popped out of the wall. The glass was unbreakable.
And like, this is the thing about this death, right? Imagine you are falling. You jump, like, you willingly jump into a window and you are falling down. And whilst you are falling down, you're probably like, wow, I'm probably one of the most stupid people on the planet. And now I'm just gonna die because I'm stupid. Like, what do you reckon his thought process was on the way down from that fall? Like, that must have been insane. I mean, obviously you gotta think like, I'm gonna die, but also the fact that he died like this is just like,
But the frame couldn't handle a 160-pound lawyer repeatedly body slamming it. Gary and the unbreakable window took a
he's light as well. 160 pounds. If he that's light. Like, that is very light.
24-story plunge together. The window passed his test. It never broke, even after hitting the ground. Gary, unfortunately, was significantly more breakable than the window. His law
Okay.
firm closed a few years later. The incident became famous and was featured on TV shows about bizarre deaths. Number 9.
Oh, that's even worse. That is even worse. So obviously, I mean, you're dead. It doesn't really matter. But he falls out of a window, because he jumps into a window willingly like an idiot, and then he's then featured on TV for being an idiot. I mean, like, that is the biggest, like, that is the biggest insult ever. Like, you were on a TV show called Bizarre Deaths.
The lawyer who proved too much. In 1871, a lawyer named Clement Vallandigham
What the fuck is this? What is this drawing? Like, his body's here. He don't even connect. He's like a pear-shaped head with a little Donald Trump fluff on top. Okay, like, what is that? What is that animation style? It's not an animation, but what is that drawing style?
was defending a murder case in Ohio. His client was accused of shooting someone, but Clement's defense theory was the victim actually shot himself by accident while drawing his gun. He decided to demonstrate exactly how it happened. He grabbed what he thought
Oh,
was an unloaded
Jesus.
pistol to show the jury how easy it would be to accidentally shoot yourself while pulling out your weapon. The gun was loaded. When Clement pulled the trigger during his demonstration, he shot himself right in the abdomen.
Oh my god. I mean, but why was it just a loaded gun? I mean, I understand this is the 1700s, but why was it just like a loaded gun like laying around? Like, that's number one. Like, what the fluff? That is a stupid way to die.
The lawyer, trying to prove someone could accidentally shoot themselves, accidentally
He shot himself. Yep.
Clement died about 12 hours later, but his dramatic demonstration actually worked. His client was found not guilty after Clement's death.
Imagine seeing that though. I mean, imagine actually seeing that. Like, that is insane. And he was found not guilty anyway, so he didn't even have to do that.
Number 8. Killer's final stitch. Paris, 1912. A crowd gathered at the Eiffel Tower watching a man in a weird, bulky suit standing
Oh,
up.
it actually is Donald Trump. I'm sorry, that's kind of insulting, but okay. This looks more like me than Donald Trump, to be fair.
On the edge of the first
Like, that was me. That was like lucky me. Holy.
Franz Reichelt, a tailor who decided making pants wasn't exciting enough. Franz created a wearable parachute for pilots. He first tested it by dropping dummies from his fifth-floor apartment. When that sort of worked, his ego inflated. Despite everyone telling him not to jump off the Eiffel Tower, Franz was determined. So there he stood, 187 feet up, wearing what looked like a Halloween costume designed by someone who's never seen a parachute. Cameras rolled. He spread his arms
Oh, he got filmed. Jesus.
and stepped off the edge. His revolutionary parachute suit did
Doodles. I mean, these are terrible doodles.
exactly nothing. It didn't open. It didn't slow him down. It just made him look extra ridiculous during his 4-second fall to the ground. The crowd watched him create a human-shaped crater in the frozen ground below. Number 7. The beard that
Oh,
killed. Imagine
Jesus.
being so
I mean,
proud of
that's just dumb. He basically put on a onesie and then jumped off the Eiffel Tower. That's basically what happened. I mean, like, the technology was not there back then. It's not like now when we have like wingsuits. It wasn't like that. This guy literally just put on a big bag and then jumped off an Eiffel Tower. Like, what are we even doing?
your beard, that you literally die for it. That's what happened to Hans Steininger.
The
That's
what?
crater in the frozen ground below. Number 7. The beard that killed. Imagine being so proud of your beard that you literally die for it. That's what happened to Hans Steininger, the mayor of a small Austrian town called Braunau am Inn back in the 1500s. This guy was elected mayor 6 times in a row, not because of his
W?
political skills. It was because of his magnificent beard that measured 4.5 feet long.
Now we have to take a look. What was his name? We have to take a look at this beard. Like 4.5 feet.
That's what happened to Hans Steininger.
Hans Steininger. Holy. I mean, that is an insane beard. Is this? It gets like crusty at the end though. Like, why does this bit look crusty? It might just be the photo. Oh my god! I mean, this is a real Chad. This is what a man should look like. W. I mean, this is a W.
The mayor of a small Austrian town called Braun, not because of his political skills. It was because of his magnificent beard that measured 4.5 feet long. That's taller than most children. Hans usually kept his facial masterpiece neatly rolled up in a leather pouch to avoid tripping. But on September 28th, 1567, a fire broke out in town.
I mean, I'm sorry. I had to do that.
Hans rushed to help his
No?
people. Unfortunately, in the chaos, he forgot to tuck his beard away. While running down some stairs, he stepped on his own facial hair. He tripped, fell, and snapped his neck, killed by his own beard. After his death, they actually removed his beard before burial. It was passed down through generations. Today, you can visit a museum in his hometown and see the actual beard that murdered its owner. Number 6.
I mean, that's first of all, it's kind of weird. I mean, it looked crusty, but I mean, I guess he kept it in a leather pouch. But like, I mean, that's just dumb, bro. But he died a Chad, right? He did die a Chad, so I guess that is one thing that he can like we can look back on and say, well, that was a Chad. So
The Daredevil versus the Orange Peel. Bobby Leach was a professional daredevil. In 1911, at 54 years old, he went over Niagara Falls in a custom steel barrel. The barrel smashed into rocks as it plummeted 167 feet.
again, there's no way this is a coincidence. Like, again, are we serious? There is no way. Also, why does this look like a? Is that meant to be a boulder? It looks like the tip of a cork. No, I'm sorry.
Bobby survived, but with serious injuries. Rescuers pulled him from the currents after 20 minutes. He became an instant celebrity, touring the world with his dented barrel. This man survived Niagara Falls. Then, in 1926, while walking down a street in New Zealand, he stepped on an orange peel. The man who survived Niagara Falls slipped on fruit. He broke his leg. The break got infected with gangrene. Doctors amputated his leg.
And then he died?
Bobby died during the surgery. The daredevil who survived Niagara Falls was killed by an orange peel. Number 5.
That's actually insane. I mean, obviously, like, take the Niagara Falls part away and just the orange peel bit. If someone died like that, that's still like stupid and insane. But he gained the most aura I think any person has ever had, and then he immediately lost it by fucking dying to an orange peel. I would be so annoyed at myself knowing I lost all my aura, because his whole like life and his whole like the reason why he was known was all the aura that he gained from that was immediately lost once he died from an orange peel. Sucks, dude.
5. Hoarder's booby trap backfire. Langley Collier died in one of his own house traps
What?
in 1947. Langley and his brother Homer weren't your average New Yorkers. They were born into a wealthy family. but decided to never throw anything away. Their Manhattan brownstone was packed floor to ceiling with over 100 tons of junk, newspapers
That's
stacked to the
disgusting.
ceiling, 14 pianos, thousands of books, and even a Model T
14 pianos? I mean, they were just hoarders. Like, this is like an old version of what hoarders are now. But in modern times, people don't hoard 14 pianos. They'll hoard like bottles of their own piss in jars in their room. Like, that will be what they hoard nowadays. I mean, this is a little bit better, I guess.
inside their house. But Langley wasn't just a hoarder. He was also convinced people were trying to break in and steal their imaginary fortune. Langley spent years creating booby traps throughout the house. Tripwires connected to avalanches of junk that would fall on
what?
any people were T Ford inside their house. But Langley wasn't just a hoarder. He was also convinced people were trying to break in and steal their imaginary fortune.
So a paranoid hoarder. Yeah, this guy was really tapped in the head, I can't lie to you.
Langley spent years creating booby traps throughout the house. Tripwires connected to avalanches of junk that would fall on any intruders. One day, while crawling through his own labyrinth to bring food to his blind, paralyzed brother, Langley triggered one of his own traps.
What? Just adding that little bit of crumb into the story. He's what?
Of junk that would fall on any intruders. One day, while crawling through his own labyrinth to bring food to his blind, paralyzed brother.
What? To bring food to his blind, paralyzed brother? Is that just like... Are we just gonna... I kind of like Donald Trump right now. You're gonna bomb Venezuela. But... Like, they were just sprinkling that bit into the story that his brother's blind and paralyzed. Is that just like... They didn't think to mention that? I shouldn't have laughed at that, really. That's kind of fucked up. That's on me, but...
Langley triggered one of his own traps. A massive pile of newspapers and debris came crashing down, pinning him in place. He was crushed and suffocated by his own paranoid creation, just feet away from the brother he was trying to feed. His brother Homer.
Like, why do they have to draw him like that? Oh my god. And what's with the orange hair on everyone?
Unable to move or see, slowly starved to death waiting for Langley to return. When police finally found them weeks later, they had to remove tons of garbage just to locate the bodies. Number 4.
Jesus, Lord have mercy. He starved to death. I mean, he was blind and paralyzed. Which is not funny. I repeat, not funny. But yeah. I mean, so he died to his own booby trap, and then his disabled brother starved to death. I mean...
The man who laughed himself to death. Back in 1975, a British bricklayer named Alex Mitchell was watching his favorite comedy show, The Goodies. The episode Ecky Thump was apparently side-splittingly funny. Alex started laughing and couldn't stop. He laughed continuously for 25 straight minutes. His heart couldn't handle the excitement and gave out. He literally died from laughter. His wife Nessie wrote a thank you letter to the stars of The Goodies, thanking them for making her husband's final moments enjoyable before he died watching their show.
Could they be held accountable? I mean, no, not really. But like, that's weird, right? Imagine the wife took like a different approach, and she was like, "Nah, you killed my husband," and then she filed a lawsuit or something. What would have happened? Like would that have gone through? Would that have gone to court? Because like, I don't understand. I can understand she was fine about it because, you know, but still, it was, and I'm sorry, but English, that episode of the show better have been the funniest episode of TV in history, because you can't go out dying of laughter whilst also having a shitty sense of humor. Because if it wasn't that funny and he died just laughing at something that is universally unfunny, that's a shitty way to die.
Possibly the darkest thank you note in history. Years later, Alex's granddaughter Lisa nearly died from a sudden cardiac arrest. Doctors diagnosed her with long QT syndrome, a rare heart condition where strong emotions can trigger fatal heart rhythms. It turns out Alex likely had this same genetic heart condition. His heart's electrical system short-circuited from all the laughter. Number 3.
So realistically, he would have probably died like anyway from like, and it's not something else. Like, I don't think the laughter obviously made him die, but he already had a heart condition anyway. But still, he did laugh himself to death.
Turtle. Aeschylus was a famous
Death from falling turtle. What?
playwright in ancient Greece, basically the Steven Spielberg of 455 BC. Then a turtle fell from the sky and crushed his skull. That's how Aeschylus died. According to historical accounts, an eagle grabbed a turtle. Since turtle shells are hard to crack, eagles drop them onto rocks to break them open. This eagle spotted
Jesus.
Aeschylus's shiny bald head, mistook it for a rock, and dropped the turtle, killing the father of tragedy. A man who wrote about the cruel twists of fate was killed by possibly the most random death in history.
That is the most random death in history. But you also died whilst getting insulted technically by an eagle. An eagle's going, "Caw, caw, caw." It's like looking down, and then he sees your bald head and goes, "Well, that's a rock." How big was this guy's head? Holy shit! To mistake it as a rock. So if this guy just had hair, he would have survived. So technically, this is not only death by falling turtle; it's also death from being bald. Technically, because if he had hair, the eagle might not have mistaken it for a rock. What am I doing?
Artists were so fascinated by this bizarre death, they even made artwork of it. Modern historians think this story might be more
Bro, change the titles. But you're the mod. I mean, you can do that if you could do that now. If I forget, then you can always do that. Like, because I forget a lot of the time and I just immediately move on. Like, you can change the title if I forget. You can. I mean, it doesn't matter. Also, Ivan, as I remember, you need to give me writer's rights. Okay. Okay, I'll do that after this video. But Ivan, also this video that this one that you sent me, I skimmed through it. It does look pretty good. But I think when I do Reacts days, because I don't stream for that long every day apart from weekends, I might save that for Thursday. Because that's a guaranteed good video for Thursday. And I might save that for Thursday because that's also Rivals and Reacts. Damn. Brother, you'll be here on Thursday. It's okay, but no, I want that video for Thursday because it's a guaranteed good watch. Like I skimmed through it, and some of the things are pretty funny as fuck. So I am gonna do that, and that's also a guaranteed upload for Thursday as well. Tomorrow is a lot of pressure on me because I'm doing the Cuphead no hit challenge again, and in order to get that YouTube video out, I need to actually complete it. I went to have a few laughs today, but I'm sorry, man. I want to have that for Thursday. It's fine. Alright, brother. Just make sure you're there for the Thursday stream. I'll definitely watch that.
legend than fact. Number 2. The Emperor's Deadly Immortality Potion. Imagine being so afraid of death that you accidentally kill yourself trying to live forever. This happened to
Jesus
Emperor Qin
Christ.
Shi Huang, the man who unified China and built the Great Wall. He was absolutely terrified of dying, so he hired ancient scientists to make him immortal. These alchemists convinced him that mercury was the secret ingredient to eternal life.
And they found that information from where? Like, how did... I understand this is all ancient, but even then, solely they had some sort of, like, knowledge that they thought they had. That would be like, yeah, mercury is the, is the catalyst to immortality, but it's not. Obviously, it's not. But why did they think that? That's what I'm confused about.
Yes, mercury, the same stuff we now know is super toxic. The Emperor started taking mercury pills. His alchemists promised these would give him eternal youth and unlimited power. But mercury doesn't make you immortal, it makes you dead. The really messed up part is while he...
What was his name? Okay, so apparently it gives him eternal youth. Is that what I just heard? Okay, let's see how that worked out. Oh. He looks like a wrinkled ball sack with a grey fucking beard. Right, so it looks like, but you can't even see that. Hold up. We need kind of mind. He looks like a wrinkled ball sack with a grey beard. Seriously? So, that I mean, the immortal youth clearly didn't work out very well for him, did it? Holy.
But Mercury doesn't make you immortal, it makes you dead. The really messed up part is while he was busy poisoning himself, he also sent an explorer named Shu Fu on a mission to find a magical tree of deathlessness somewhere in the Pacific Ocean. Shu Fu and his entire fleet never returned, likely
Oh, so they
because
died
there's no
too.
such thing as a deathlessness tree. What's
Yep.
even weirder is that this wasn't just
Probably
a
why.
one-time thing in ancient China. For centuries afterward, other Chinese emperors kept trying similar deadly
Arsenic? Oh, Jesus.
mortality potions with ingredients like mercury and arsenic. Apparently, the lesson "don't drink poison to live forever" was a tough one to learn. The irony is a man so desperate to avoid death literally poisoned himself to death. Number 1. The composer's
I mean, that's just like, realistically, like, you can't blame it. I mean, having a fear of death was probably a very common fear. I mean, it's a common fear nowadays, so I can only imagine it was even heightened in ancient times because people knew very less about, I guess, death. But yes, I can understand why you'd have a fear of that. And also, the scientific knowledge and just knowledge about the world in general was just so much less during ancient times. So you can't really blame people for, you know, giving mercury pills to a leader to make him feel like he'll be young for like. I understand why that'd be. If you said that happened like 15 years ago with a president, then that would have been like, okay, so we're fucking dumb.
fatal foot tap, Jean-Baptiste Lully, was the favorite composer of King Louis XIV of France.
Wait, what was his
Back to
death?
literally poisoned himself to death. Number 1. The composer's fatal foot tap, Jean-Baptiste Lully, was the favorite composer of King Louis XIV of France. Back in the 1600s, conductors didn't use small batons. Lully used a massive wooden staff to keep time by pounding it on the floor. During a performance celebrating the king's recovery from surgery, Lully got too enthusiastic. He accidentally smashed the giant staff right into his own foot. This was the 1600s,
What?
when even minor wounds could be deadly. The
Yep.
wound got infected, and gangrene started spreading through his foot. Doctors told him they needed to amputate his leg to
What
save
the
his
fuck's
life.
that?
Lully, who was also a dancer, refused the amputation, wanting to keep his leg. The gangrene spread, and he died. The irony is the performance celebrated the king's successful surgery, while Lully refused his own life-saving one.
Wow.
That's all for today.
I mean, that was also like, this is always one of the biggest things. If you could go back in ancient times, make sure you do not get infected. Also, you make sure you don't even get like a little scratch on the arm because it probably means death. Yeah.